What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Subnautica. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. I'm inside, just getting my oxygen on. You know how it goes. We should probably build some lockers. My thought with regards to the lockers is that if we create... I like the wall lockers better because they're flush. The lockers that you can stand up, these ones right here, they are more effective as lockers. So technically, I guess I could center them up. It'll look a little weird, but eh.
Caution. Mild dehydration detected. Fluid intake recommended.
I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know if I like that at all. Can I attach a locker to the back of it? Like, will it do its thing if I do that? No. Okay, well, my thought was, I mean, it's not centered either, which bugs me, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. We got our glass and our titanium bag, so it doesn't really matter. I suppose I could set it up like right there in the middle of that square, and it would be kind of... See, this is why I like the wall ones better, is because the wall ones, you can actually get them flush up against the wall and save space. But I was thinking that what we could do here is that when we're moving stuff, oh, there's quartz underneath our base right now, looking up at us. He thought he could hide. But no one hides from my quartz consumption. Come forth, SiO2 and SiO4. It should be SiO2, actually. SiO4 isn't balanced. That would need another silicon, I think. Because silicone is positive 4, I think? And oxygen's a negative 2. So, yeah, that would not be balanced. So I think SiO2 is what we're looking for there. It's been a while since chemistry for me, though. Chemistry is important to the errant geologist. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but if you get into geology, you're going to be taking a lot of chemistry. Have fun with that. I actually really enjoyed chemistry. I've always told people that what I would have done had I not been a geology major is I would have been a chemistry major. That would have been my next choice. If for whatever reason I couldn't have completed geology, I would have gone to school for chemistry because it's fascinating. It's magic. It really is. It's real-world wizardry. I don't know how to explain it to any other way, but it's mathematics, and if you just take the mathematics away and you take the formula away and all that kind of stuff, it's magical. You're creating stuff out of, like, materials and nothing, and just blah. All of a sudden, you had, like, a mass of random, liquids in front of you, like, 4 seconds ago. And yet, now that you've dehydrated it and added a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's now a beautiful crystal. Or it's a compound that burns readily. Or it's like all of these cool things. It's like being a modern alchemist, except with the mysticism taken out of it. I prefer to keep the mysticism in. It makes me feel cooler. But, Airsack, why you gotta make this so difficult, man? I'm dehydrated. All I want to do is use your body as a vessel. A vessel that I can drink out of. All I really need is a vessel. I can actually probably break down a great deal of these, too. For a few more little shards of titanium. But yeah, the goal right there was essentially to make the lockers so that I can get materials now and just transfer them over to there. And then once they're transferred, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, no big deal. I should be able to just ferry things much, much less. I do wish there was a way I could push this thing over and above our base just in case I needed it. Like, it has little things like the medkit fabricator that are super useful. Alright, so that's done. Can't scan that. What did I need? Oh, I needed water. That's what it was. I'm actually drying out right this second. Mouth's feeling all sandy. Starting to get that feeling. If you're ever like in a really hot environment and you feel cold, that's a pretty good sign that you have heat exhaustion or you're about to give out. I had a heat stroke one time at a hockey tournament, which doesn't sound like a place you should get a heat stroke, but we were playing street hockey. So anyways, rollerblades and all that kind of stuff. We were playing street hockey tournament in San Jose. And it was all day. And unfortunately, I did not pay attention. I was only like 10 or 11 years old at the time. This is a long time ago. And so unfortunately, I didn't pay attention, nor did anybody else pay attention to my fluid intakes during the course of the day. And so I ended up having a heat stroke out there because it was like 106 when we were playing. It was really, really hot. It was bad. It was real bad. And I think it was just my parents were like new parents and they did just something they didn't think about. Like, we had lunch and we drank water and stuff like that. It's just like the heat was more overpowering. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. Heat was a lot more overpowering than I think people give it credit for. I need this metal. sounds great. Thank you, random little crocodile creatures, for gathering things up with your little teeths. Your adorable little teeths. If you're really lucky, they'll drop their teeths down in here while they carry the metals around. There's like a 50-50 shot every time they pick up metal that they'll drop teeth, like that one right there, actually. There it is. And you do want that for later. You can convert the teeth into enamel. And then once you've got enamel, you can make kind of like a hybridized glass out of it, like a enameled glass. It's quite useful. It's very, very good. The enamel glass is useful for a couple of really high-tier items that you're going to end up making eventually. And so rather than farm all the teeth right now, or I'm sorry, later, why not stock up and do a little bit of dentistry right now? If you... Solar panel fragment. I am on the lookout for titanium. So anything that I can gather from is perfectly fine. You can also scan geological deposits if you want. You can scan, like, everything in the game. Douchebag. Douchebag-ass sea crocodiles. Radiation detected. No! No! Now I will be unsuper powerless. Wait, I will no longer be unsuper powerless. There we go. All those negatives, though. There's so many negatives in that conversation. It got confusing for a minute. Get some oxygen, because the last thing we need is to add insult to injury here. Radiation burns, plus the inability to breathe. Probably bad for us, all things considered. Ain't no room left in the inventory for anything else. So we'll take this back, we'll convert it into titanium, and we'll make our first little supply run back to the base. I knew this was going to be kind of a long process, but I wanted to keep it all. I think that's what distinguishes my channel from other channels. A lot of channels... Oh, you little prick. Why are you following me outside of your zone right now? It's because I have metal in my inventory, I think. I think he's upset about the fact that I've stolen his little croc treasures. Alright. A little bit more titanium right there. Should be good. Don't think we're going to need enamel glass right this second. Take a look inside of our storage crate here for anything else that might be useful. We do have some quartz in there. We could probably use that for a couple random constructions. I will more than likely... We got dead batteries right there. Throw you in there. Not going to be using the welder anytime soon. Or the flashlight. Crash powder. Neither. Duffel bag. You can go in there till later. I just need the inventory space. Bring more titanium. And... that should be suitable for now. If I get the wiring kit ready to go before we head back over there, what did I need for the fabricator? I needed titanium wiring kit and a computer chip. I don't have the silver for the computer chip, but I might have... The wiring kit takes gold. Oh, no, it takes silver too. So I need a bunch of silver before we're going to be able to finish that off. A little bit of a disappointment because that means I'm going to have to travel around a little bit more. Did I store any of my med kits, or I just had the piss beat out of me and I have no med kits around right now? Okay. Well, I suppose that is what it is. Let me store up some of these dead-ass batteries, too. There we go. Don't mind the screaming children. They're in the pool next to my house. Oh, it actually tells you your progress towards researching, too. I never noticed that previously. That's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, we have logs now, too. I'll probably read a couple of those as we go along. We got air sacs. We got all kinds of cool stuff in here. I don't know if you guys want me to read those, but I can go out of my way to open and close. Let's do that. I'll close each episode by reading one of the little sections. That sounds cool. That's workable. Let's not waste our Sea Glide right now. We're already pretty hard up for Sea Glide parts, and I don't think I need to make this situation any worse for myself. We gotta go find some silver. We can find silver in the little green biome over there with the crocodiles, or we can just swim out and handle our business out here and get plenty of silver, and also get gold as a side effect too. So I will probably do that in just a minute. We'll have some light adventuring in this episode, but most of it is going to be dedicated to creating this habitat over here and getting it equipped with the things that it needs in order to long-term be viable. Let's get some oxygen.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Good to meet you as well. Apparently our computer has a healthy respect for the chain of command. That's good, because if you don't, I will beat you with it, robot. I will beat you with that chain. We've got our first construction over here. Done. Locker numero uno. Perspective can be tough to get on these sometimes, based on the angles, but I prefer that they be lined up as closely as possible. Seems about right. Maybe a little low. But it'll have to do for right now. You know, I didn't think about that. It's going to be offset. I do wish you could just grab things and move them real fast. It doesn't let you do that, I don't think. Do I get all the materials back if I break this down? Because I'm actually going to space them out a little bit. So I get 2 titanium and a quartz if I break this down. Let's find out. Oh, it gave me the stuff back. Okay. Maybe there's a time limit on it. You can break it down within like a certain amount of time. There. And that looks about right. One on the right is slightly lower, but I don't think anybody's going to notice unless you really stare at it. We need to label these. So this is going to be metals. NP. Non-precious. This one is going to be metals. Semi-precious. This one is going to be metals. Precious. There we go. So that should help me keep things somewhat organized here. Plenty of titanium in there. We need to go out. We need to get ourselves... Let me drop those off because I know we're going to be picking up stuff along the way. I will be going out of my way to scan whatever I can while we're out there. I will build more of these lockers, probably 3 more along that side since I don't plan on building left, or maybe 3 right there. We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm still waiting for daybreak, though. It's a little dark to be doing adventuring right now, and I don't feel good about our chances in the dark. I don't like it much at all. We can pick up these little floaters over here, just in case you wanted floaters for whatever reason. Actually, this seems like a good opportunity to just kind of swim around over here and look for salvage. Salvage around? Man, I cannot see worth shit. If only I had an object that put light forward so that I could see what I was working on. If only I had had the foresight to create one of those. We actually don't have a lot of health down right now either. So threats are going to be especially threatening at the moment. You can get oxygen back from these little bubs right here. So if you got the little... You gotta line up properly though. You gotta be like above it. There we go. And see, you can refill your oxygen tanks from it, which is really good if you're down at the bottom of the ocean. Wow, it is super dark. We are in the dead of night right now. Is that something scannable? It's glowing right now. It's got like LEDs and shit going on, so... Was semi-interested in the possibilities. Cannot see worth shit right now. Sun should be up momentarily, though. Darkest before the dawn and all that cliche bullshit. I have quartz over here, just in case you wanted more of that. I will take it, because probably going to need a lot more quartz to get this base finished off. Health is kind of low, which makes me a tad nervous about going into red grass. But I think we should be good. I've just got to be aware of my surroundings. Keep an eye out and all that. Hey, fill her up, Chuck. Ew, up, Chuck. Gross. There's some salvage right there, which I think I will absolutely help myself to. Another egg on that side. Quite the fiery looking bastard, ain't it? It's got like little DBZ hairs on it. Like, rah! It's going Super Saiyan all over you. That's limestone, but at some point we are going to need copper, so I won't turn up my nose at it. Got something else that is scanny over here. Watch out for those little things over there. They will get you if you let them. This should be a fairly reasonable way for me to restock myself. Do I already have the battery charger?
Caution, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I guess that I don't. I thought I already had the battery charger unlocked, but that's the point of this base over here. I want to get my battery charger up and running so I don't have to farm batteries anymore. Alright, back down to the bottom. We've got more scrap right here. That sounds great. We got further scanning to be done right here. Oh, the mod station. That's good. The mod station is what I was talking about previously. The mod station allows you to change pre-existing gear and make its functionality different. That's a really, really good thing because some of those different functionalities are very, very funky, my friends. They're very funky and very useful. Can't be nighttime already again, can it? How's it nighttime already?
Caution. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Did they just make it? Do we have an eclipse right now? Oh, we do. Holy shit, there's an eclipse. Weird. That's really cool, though. I like that a lot. That's like one of those little things that you don't notice until you're like, why did it get dark all of a sudden? It's just morning. It's an eclipse. Huh. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff, in fact. I like that a lot. That's fun. That's good stuff right there. There's one of the 3 silvers that we're going to need before we get up out of here. Some eggs along the bottom. I am going to need to recharge that, so there it is. Shit, I know I'm going to end up... I'm not going to be able to research this. That's lead. I definitely don't need that right now. That's not going to be useful for quite some time. There we go. Here's the mining nodes. Silver ore. Let's not get greedy. Just know that we got to dive down straight from where we are right now in order to get after a little bit more of that good stuff that we need in order to get the base outfitted so that we don't have to go back to the pod anymore. Watch out for sand sharks while we're down here too, because we're basically 1 bite from kaput. Yeah, exactly. Like he's on us right now. That is what you got to be careful about, my friends. He doesn't give up either. He'll probably stay on you for a bit once he's got you aggroed. The copper's nice. But silver is really what I'm in the market for right now. There's a little bit more. And I don't want to go back to base without the 3 silver that's required in order to get my fabricator up and running. Alright, we'll make one more dive and then we should be good. They definitely nerfed the Sea Glide. This thing's battery goes down with a quickness now. A hefty quickness. I think they nerfed it anyways. It used to last quite a while, but that was back when the batteries actually were done. Yeah, finished with them, so I assume that they adjusted it a little bit with the battery chargers. Titanium. Sodium down at the bottom there. Copper ore. Ugh, inventory's full right now. Oh, look at that. There's a destroyed thing down there.
30 seconds of oxygen
cool.
remaining.
Is that a sea moth fragment right there? I think that's a sea moth fragment. We need that. Sea moth fragments are hard to come by. Like, you spend a lot of time looking for them. I wouldn't dedicate yourself to looking for them as a main objective. I would just keep your eye out while you're out and about working on other stuff. That's just my preference anyways. I'm going to go back down and get it, though. Kind of too useful to leave behind, unfortunately. Where was it? Cool. Getting there. Trying to, anyways. Should probably grab a couple fish while I'm down here for dinner, too, but... Ain't feeling that hungry just yet.
Caution. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Remaining.
My hope is that I can make it back over here. Maybe I should dive and get these out of the green zone. I don't know. Silver is not being prevalent right now. Done right there. Inventory is secure. Let's go ahead and we'll store up some of these goodies. For these semi-precious. Copper is actually worth a lot more than people think it is. We're running out of copper. Copper is getting kind of hard. Oh, we have 3 silver ore. Copper is getting kind of hard to find on our planet. It's actually tough to come by. I'll probably bring those metals with me and convert them on over. Lead is non-precious. That should be fine. Should be good right there. So we needed a wiring kit, and we needed a something rather. A wiring kit and something else. This also gives us a nice opportunity to go get our health filled back up, because we're a little bit beaten up at the moment. And taking care of ourselves is something that I think we should probably do sooner rather than later. If I have space in my inventory, I'll pick up that metal too. Because why not? Why not entirely? God, I love this game. The scenescapes and everything else. This is just such a fantastic indie game. And it's one of those ones that's developing at a speed that I think is acceptable. Like, they're constantly pumping out new stuff for the player base. Really, really moving along. Like, they had a rough period right at the beginning where things felt like they were going slow. But now the game's starting to get enough depth and enough things going on to where you could play a lot of Subnautica. You can play a lot of Subnautica if you really, really want to. A little bit more titanium there. Okay, let's have a look at our constructions. For the Fabricator, we need a computer chip and a wiring kit. Both of those should be manageable. Table quartz for that over there, which I believe I have several of inside of here. There's our computer chip. So now we can fabricate from where we are at our other location, which is very, very good for us. That means that we don't have to make these long runs anymore to get things finished off. We can either scrounge for what we want, or we can just make it inside of our own base. Other things that we can't build the battery recharger yet, which is really disappointing. It was my hope that we would get that locked down by now, but unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to be that kind of episode. Perfect. A little bit more right there, and then if I have the storage space, I would bring some of the batteries with me, so I have to come pick them up. What was in here, by the way? There's a booty chest. Oh, the booty chest has some stuff that we're going to want. It's got gold. It's got all of our silicones, so we're going to have to think about that. But one thing at a time. You got to have objectives in this game. If you don't have objectives, you never get anything done, because you just be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, working on 50 different things at once. I find that it's a tad easier just to hyper-focus on one task before you do anything else. We will have to worry about power drain off now that we're actually going to be doing things inside of our new base. So be aware of that factor. Oxygen's a little low. Inventory's full, though, as is our nutritional situation. Our nutritional situation could definitely be in better straits. It's a little crooked at the moment. I will probably make this another right here with another T-junction. We'll put one right there, and do the same thing on the opposite side. It's a little bit offset. Like, we didn't get it centered, I don't think, but I don't really care that much either. I mean, centering things can be a little bit of a pain in this game. So where's my constructor at? Constructor, sir. Cool. Now we can build shit from right where we're at. Yay! We're making advancements. We're getting better at video games. Hooray for us. Let's get our food situation taken care of. Perfecto. I think we're looking real good right now. We're looking really, really good. Let's throw a few more modifications onto the exterior real fast. And once that's done, we'll call it a day, shall we? I've got... Sure, why not a glass corridor? How do you rotate things? There we go, Q key, in case you were wondering. The glass corridor is going to make it so that the base can take more damage. Be careful. You see how it says -2 to base hull? If your hull gets too low, you will have issues. It will be upsetting. It will be quite troublesome. I mean, I suppose I could do something with curves if we really wanted to make it curvy. That would also give me space for bulkheads if I wanted them. Bulkheads are good in case you end up with breaches. Sometimes things will attack your base. Not, like, often, but sometimes things will go wrong. And your base will, unfortunately, be a little bit upset about it. Let's put another L glass in over here, just to keep it symmetrical, kinda. I mean, if you can do another one, yeah, go for it. Oh, it's written on screen. Rotate QE. Yep, there it is. We'll call this the aquarium area. The aquariaria, I guess. And this is actually going to need to be quite large. And yes, that is correct. You can just stack these on top of each other and make them as big as you want to make them. So enjoy yourself. Don't limit yourself. We are out of titanium. Let's jump back inside. We'll get ourselves all nice and breathed up while we're in there. This is basically going to go all the way up to the surface because we're going to put our aquarium in there, which is where we're going to be growing some of our pet critters. Cool. All oxygened up. We will need to install ladders inside of these. But other than that, should be cool. There. I could take it up a little bit higher, but I like where it's at for right now. Got our tower right there. I gotta put in some ladders, and then let me have a look before we end this episode as to what it's gonna take for me to get an aquarium up in here. So with alien containment, it takes glass and it takes a number of things. It takes a lot of glass, actually, a extreme amount of glass. Okay, so that just lets me know that I gotta farm a bunch of quartz and other random stuff. What I'll try and do is, this is actually the end of my recording session, so what I'll try to do is over the weekend, I'll try to farm up, basically fill up all those cabinets with supplies so that we don't have to farm anymore in this series. And then that should keep us locked in. You can use the console to just spawn things for yourself, but where's the fun in that? You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it to burn it. I will see you all next time. Thanks for stopping on in. It's been a lot of fun so far. Hopefully, it might not be allowing me to do that because this is not done yet. You might only be able to have one modification to a space going at once. Either way, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for stopping on in. It's been a ton of fun, and I look forward to seeing you in episode number 6.